obviously there was this very famous Netflix documentary recently, Inside the Manosphere by Louis
Yes.
Theroux. They wanted to talk to you. Well, I'm pretty sure they did talk to you. And of course, they ended up following around some random TikTok guy,
Yeah.
Myron Gaines, Justin Waller. I introduced Justin Waller to the team, to the documentary guys. And
They didn't, I don't think they reached out to me, Ice. I think what happened is they looked at like most of my content. There's no, because I never call women bitches or hoes, and I don't. All my content is based on evolutionary psychology data. It would be very boring if they had me on that show.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, let's find this random
yeah.
English guy who's on TikTok. Like anyone gives a shit about TikTok in the first place.
He looked
like, hey,
the most like
the
Andrew.
Manosphere.
He looked the most like Andrew Tate of anyone they could find. He had the deep British accent. He looked like he had there's certain words they both say. Andrew's Luton accent kind of has faded over time, but like he has a very, very similar type of individual. I don't know HS Tiki Taki. Obviously, I know Justin Waller very well. He's one of my good friends. And then obviously Myron and I are pretty close. And then I know Sneeko. We've hung out several. Funny enough, Sneeko came to my my bikini competition 2 years ago. And then I don't know HS Tiki Taki at all. But yeah, you're right. They were trying to find the most extreme examples that they could. And realistically, they looked at my content. They looked at Logan Duong. You know who he is? He's a Marine. He's actually active duty Marines, and he teaches dating stuff. And they filmed Logan for several days, and they couldn't find anything that to nail him. So they just scrapped all the footage.
Yeah, they were talking to me too, and I was connecting them with a bunch of people, of course.
I wish they had put me in, but it would have been really embarrassing for them.
No, the thing is, like, I asked them, like, what is the Manosphere anyway? Like, why aren't gay people considered part of? They're into men. They are men. They're all about men. Why aren't they part of the Manosphere?
Maybe they are. If they're trying to get you to level up, you can have gay people in the Manosphere. I think maybe not Myron and Sneeko's part of the Manosphere. You can't have them in HS Tiki Taki's part of the Manosphere. They'll fucking burn them at the stake.
My argument is obviously in the media and documentaries like this, they're like they want to portray it that let's find the most controversial motherfuckers possible. Justin Waller, I wouldn't say he's controversial, really. He came out best on that.
Yo, did you not? I had more respect for him. You have a beautiful wife who fucks women with you. You have 3 gorgeous children with your beautiful wife, and you bought them a beautiful house, and she's super, super attractive and totally down for you. And I'm supposed to not like Justin Waller? Eat a dick.
Bro, that was intelligent, man.
Bro, I met her. She's incredibly beautiful in person and a wonderful person. Bro, any of you would be so lucky to have a woman like that. Bro, get out of your mind. Justin Waller, after that, I had more respect for Justin after that whole thing than before. And here's the funny part, because nobody talks about this. So his wife, she's bisexual. Well, that's LBGT. And Louis has to be very careful about shaming someone for being LGBT. So he makes it about her being extorted or forced to let him have sex with other women. And they have to skip the part about the fact where she wants to have sex with women with him. They have to skip that because then she's a protected class. She's bisexual. Notice how they tightrope through that part of the through that whole part of the thing. So yeah, no, Justin's the man. The dude's awesome.
Interesting. Didn't think of it that way, but it makes sense. Yeah, I think I made an article about it recently, and my argument is, obviously they're going for controversial people, but the message that we should have is like the people we should have at the very front of the Manosphere should be literal fathers, people who have children, people like Justin Waller, not just Justin Waller, but I have a daughter myself, and I'm putting out the right messages, but they don't care about that. They want the controversial shit. I'm not controversial enough. I'm Jewish, so I can say I'm not circumcised. I'm not circumcised or anything. I'm not religious. My ancestors were Jews like 150 years ago, so I can get away with a few things. But I'm just not controversial, so they're never going to have an interest in someone like me. So they paint the Manosphere as this corner over here.
Yeah. I think it's deeper than that. I think if you can show proof of what you're doing in a dispassionate way, they have no interest for you. Like, can you imagine if I had to debate, like we're debating about picking up chicks. Imagine if I had to debate someone that the whole thing was men aren't suffering at all. And men are all, did you hear Kim Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian go out there and say all men are having sex right now? Did you hear that shit she said the other day? It's fucking crazy, bro. Like that's what we're fighting against. Can you imagine if I got to debate someone like that? I would rip them in half. So like that's the reason. Why would you have me on your show? You wouldn't do that because I can show you data that's going to back up every one of my points. The pay wage gap, that's not real. Pay wage gap is a childcare gap. Richard Reeves puts that in his book. He's a liberal from the UK who admits that the pay wage gap is a childcare gap. They even tested this. They do studies with lesbian couples, and the member that stays home with the child, she makes less money than the other one, just like a heterosexual couple. And so when you say that, now I have proof that there's no pay wage gap. How would that go over on Oprah Winfrey if I said that shit? Boom. Like I'm done. I'm canceled.
Cancel.
Put a 1 in the chat if you know this isn't true. If Louis Theroux had his wife say, hey, I want to have sex with you and other attractive women, put a 1 in the chat if you know that Louis Theroux would say yes to that. If you know that Louis Theroux is full of shit, and if his wife let him fuck other women, that he wouldn't jump on the chance, put a 1 in the chat, and then you tell me what's wrong with Justin Waller.
And by the way, he is a rapper as well, so he'll definitely do that.